Yeah, big up yourself, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome back to another show. You know what I mean? Um, Welcome to another show. It's a weekend triple treat. And please remember that tomorrow is going to be on another year, man. Eco same now year. Chris same now year. Kieran start hide because Chelsea now going so well and me now hide. Same now year. Oh God, I don't know. Two okay a year, man. Oh, not a year. So understand never did a year. Oh no. Yeah, man. So as I was saying, people, as I was saying, um, Richie Royal, big up yourself, you know. Toki, big up yourself. So as I was saying, um, tomorrow is the end of year show in terms of award show. Yeah. And listen, you can't afford to miss it, people. This one is gonna be exciting. This one is gonna be up and running. Jupiter Saturn, big up yourself. Ensure people that that you are actually voting. Check out the voting, people. Vote, 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 vote. You can't afford to not vote. Yeah, man, we'll go right up until um more minutes to the show to find out who the winner is and stuff like that. So people, go and check the community section of the channel and vote for your reggae boy of the year, reggae girl of the year. Um, Vote for goal of the year. Vote for number of things. Comment of the year, call of the year. You understand? So yeah, man, build up on yourself, man. Just check it out. Do your vote. Whichever number you choose, you just put it in the comment section. And we're going to tabulate the voting and the numbers to see what happened. So it's a Kieran, hide where just have me away. Or the ball have you away. But it's a blue forever. Yeah, man, big up yourself. Now you talk about Magra. Can't Chelsea. Yeah, man, people, big up on yourself. So we're going to have a little discussion tonight on the topic. Very good year for us in football. I am planet of the year. I want to say Jupiter, Saturn, say my planet of the year. So not two planets that combine, man. So you can't have a planet of the year. Yeah, people. So the fact is that we have been having a very good year in terms of football. Good, 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 good year. See? And to me, based off all that took place, World Cup qualifications for the girls, boys qualify for the first Copa, semi-final of Nation League, and the works and the works and the works. Some good football played this year in terms of what would have achieved. The rankings improvement took place in the rankings for both the female and the male team. So things have been happening. But of course, you know that with this administration, amidst of all those things that have been happening, you know say you got issues. And it would have seemed as if, big up in a Chevron, it would have seemed as if everything that transpired, everything that happened kind of push back the whole happenings, everything that transpired throughout the year 2023. But I think it is still a good year, despite them little discrepancies, inadequacies. Because the JFF, you know, really set it a particular way that it's like the girl situation, all know that not sort out. It kind of put the whole thing in a setting that, you know, it not argue well for the federation. Then you have the election happening. I think the girl situation might be one of the most telling because it kind of really stretch and based off what the girls would have achieved and such like that. I don't think, and this is my opinion, irrespective of what the girls did, and I don't know if I support what they did, but sometimes they say in Jamaica, if you want anything to happen, you have to really, what you call it, black road, bun tie and black road. And apparently that's what the girls did in order to get things up to speed. You understand? But I will forever hold true to this. I think I think the most important thing coming out of this is that the girls should have been the put to the forefront in terms of support, 100% support. And I don't think the federation did that. I don't think the federation did that in terms of the support that they lend to the girls. I mean, I think some meeting halfway should have happened. Some meeting halfway should have taken place. But I don't think that happened. It was just forceful. It was just hard and fast. Um, I mean, I have always said this, you know. I've always said this because I study leadership, you know. Seeing? And I've always said this. You see, your resource, your human resource, try as best as possible. Now, to ensure that they are in good stead. Ensure that most, if not everything, is okay with them. Now, you're not going to suck up to anything, you know. You're not going to accept anything they throw at you. But the buck stops with the leaders. Seeing? So, me hear Eco Reeks, I say, sure the boys them have problem. Yeah, the boys them say that. Me know that. You understand? But you have to look upon it now, say, everybody deal with for them thing different. But I am saying the federation dropped the ball in this regard. Because the girls could have qualified for the Gold Cup. And I don't think them qualifying for the Gold Cup would have cost the federation. You get what I say? I don't think that. But at the same time, in the same breath, them drop the ball. And if you look if you survey both sides of the story, you know, say each side of the story are gonna have something that you can side with them. In truth and in fact, though, yeah, man. Both sides of the story, something can happen, or what they say from their standpoint, you can look upon it and say, all right, you know, so that side are right, though. You know, so that this should have gone, you know, so that should have gone. But in all of this, it stops with the leaders. I'm here or no? Me check out some of the comments. Me hear one I say that's people can't side with the girl. You can't say nothing wrong with them siding with the girl. People can't side with the JFF. You can't say nothing wrong with siding them because each of the side you can based on how things pan out, you can really pick a side. But for me, at the end of it, it stops with the administration. I don't care which side you want to depend. It stops with the administration. At the end of the day, me know you can replace the girls. Me know you can use other players. But for what? For what? And when you look on the debate with Cranky and T-Gat, when the coin stops rolling, who did all of this benefit? It not benefit nobody. It not benefit the girls. It not benefit the JFF. And the fans did not benefit either. So at the end of the day, nobody got any benefit out of this. So that's why I say as leaders, they should have, put mechanism in place to ensure that justice was not only served, but it should have appeared to be served. It don't make no sense. What happened don't make no sense. At the end of the day, nobody win. No, we not have no football. I just see me and them we're gonna watch football with them now. For next year. Next year the calendar jump up. See? But what? The girls could have been a part of that. See what they them have the Gold Cup draw. The girls could have been a part of that. But it not happen because of ego. Power. Both sides. Wanna like up the video, man. Like up the video now quick and fast. Let me take a pause and read some of my comment then. Alright, so I'm read Eco Reeks. Sure the boys have problem, but they aren't complaining. We all know how the JFF is at. Is it won't get better, so might as well we just not bother fight it. Some people don't look on it like that, still not Eco Reeks, and obviously the girls have never looked on it like that. You understand? Lolo, big up yourself. Kurt James said, good night, Coach Minzy. Coach, do you think the JFF was sincere when they congratulate the girls on their World Cup achievement, or they don't care? You see, one thing they teach us in research is that you can't base a case of perception. And if somebody say, yo, congratulations on the achievement, I definitely can't, even if I try read tone, even if I try delve deep in a body language and all of them things, them still can't say Kurt James that they don't care or they love the achievement. Because when you look on it from one angle, they are going to use it as a tool to go back in office. Oh, we are the only administration that qualifies 2 times for a female World Cup and all of that. So I don't really know. I can't judge their perception of if they care or they don't care. Kurt James. Eco Reeks again said women deserve their money. It is woeful to see that the women qualified for back-to-back World Cups and not a goal. 2 wrongs can't make a right. Yeah. And that's why I say Eco Reeks. I think the administration should have been the bigger person in all of this situation. Put the ego aside and just say, yo, let us do what we need to do to ensure, say, yo, we go our next global tournament. Because, and well, it's not even a global tournament, it's a regional tournament. But at the same time, the girls will still be there. They will be the most talked about, because after coming off from the World Cup, going to the second round, of course, the stocks are going to go up. Of course, people are going to hear about the girls and all of these things. So we might, carry a little oomph and a swag going into the Gold Cup. You get what I'm saying? And that never happened, because our ego would never allow it to be done. You get what I'm saying? Tough, big up yourself. Actually, big up. Yeah, so as always, when we rock something, actually, a straight one brand, So, whether Nike, Puma, Adidas, any brand, we try to keep it from head to toe. You see me answer? All right, Toffee said, I agree with you. I think the JFF didn't put enough effort. Financially, it benefits the JFF because they will now save money for a coach for 12 months as travel expenses for most players. But going to the Gold Cup, would that have been a travel expense of the JFF, or that would be on the tournament persons were putting on the tournament? Yeah, tell me that. Is it on the federation itself, or was it, or is it the organizers of the tournament? Is it a Gold Cup issue and not a JFF issue? Yeah, but kind of things that it is not a JFF issue where those finance part of it is concerned. I get what I say? So, what about new coach for Reggae Girlz? We have not heard about anything where that is concerned, so we can't put anything on that. Do we really need a coach now, a new coach, when, quite frankly, we're not going to be entering any competition at the moment? You get what I say? So, I don't know. What is the JFF intention to save money to have more for the boys? Toffee Rudy, that could also be looked on as one of the conditions why, things, I mean, the men would have been, they get more pulling power from the men. Games at the stadium, such like, once the Reggae Boys continue to do well, I think the pulling power is going to be massive. Yeah. And the girls would not be able to pull off. It doesn't matter how well the team is doing. I doubt the girls would be able to pull off that sort of pulling power from the fans. So anyway, you think it's not gonna be a problem. So in that regard, the truth that could be truth to Rudy. These women classify as mean men, and for the reason they aren't in the Gold Cup. Big up yourself in a cranky. Coach, I don't agree with you that the girls were not a part of the Gold Cup draw. My boss. I saw a former Reggae Girl selecting the team. I want to hear Brian, you know me I talk about, man. I said that they could be a part of the Gold Cup, or they weren't a part of the Gold Cup draw, because they never get qualified. We never qualified. So if you're going to talk about what we achieve based off a farmer, well, that could be a part, but that is as far as it goes, Brian. The world is celebrating Bunny while JFF putting her down. JFF, please watch Gold TV. Bunny is a megastar, next face for women football. Bunny is large, and that's our next thing we'll look well. can't really say that because I think her form has dipped for the Reggae Girls in the past few games that she played. But apart from that, Bunny is exceptional. Yeah, man, straight out of Spanish Town. It looks bad on Jamaica anyway we take it because look, Brazil, who we kick out of the World Cup, is in the Gold Cup or Confederation Cup, by the way. And we are not there. Exactly at Chile. Them things that me talk about. You get what I'm saying? So it just set a bad precedence. I believe, again, and I will always reiterate this point, the administration should have done more to fix this issue. I think that I want it happened close to the probably what the mid-year, and it basically took talks to right. So months upon months this conversation happened. You get what I'm saying? So it should have been sorted out by the JFF. One and all. Big up RR. People, ensure you go vote on the community tab. Just go vote for your best footballer, for your best commenter, moderator, and all of these things. Just go over and do your voting. See, we are do our voting plain and straight, you know. Everybody has to go on. I remember one vote per category. It's what I say. That coach not been announced till World Cup time. It don't make no sense. Bastama City, do you think if we had more female in senior position in the administration who could have speak on the behalf of the girls to help them resolve some of their concerns, communication would have been better? That could have been a huge thing. BM, definitely that could have been a winner for me, but they never have it. And be having it do BM, whether or not, I think the administration should have done better based off what the girls have done or had done. It's unprecedented. Rona 16, nah man. It's unprecedented, man. Oh yeah, chat some man. We shouldn't even second guess in solving this issue with the girls. So whether a woman is there, yes or no, I mean, I believe it should have been sorted out. With no FIFA development identify program, is it for schoolboy football? No, I mean not that I know of. With no international games until 2025, JFF doesn't have to hire a coach for a while. Big savings at least a year. Coach, I disagree about the pulling power of the boys. Remember, there was a free game last month and the stadium was still empty. BM, now I get to me and saying that if the boys continue to do well, and now that the JFF have one program and the boys them do well, it thought them have pull more people than the girls. The girls did go to a World Cup, and the people don't come out either. So if the men have more pulling power in football than the female virgin. Yo, I got a match at the stadium in New Jersey when they play Guatemala. Guatemala do nothing in football. The fans roll out. You see me I say? The fans are nearly full the stadium. And who we say, look at the Reggae Boyz. Fans. Big up yourself in a Sherman. I don't think most of the 18 ladies will be back. There is no major tournament to play for. Yup. The girl lost market value, coach. How they lose market value? Tell me how the girls lose market value. I know that when you represent the national team, you're in a situation where you can actually negotiate better when it comes on to salary. But if you're going to do a transfer, you have on your resume that you went to the World Cup. So how does that devalue the girls, Sherman? How that allow them to lose market value by not playing in this tournament? Tell me. I guarantee you that the organizers of the Gold Cup are disappointed because body pictures will not be a part of their marketing. That's something where probably them upset about. All right, Toki, big up yourself. Coach Donaldson just tuned in and realized coach found a desk. Always have a desk, man. Coach Bonnie spoils the front, coach. Coach, if the girls even got a little bit of support, they would have gone further in the World Cup, probably even semis. Fear spot, big up yourself, you know. Let's hope the police doesn't get involved with these elections. If they pay fans $1,000 to go to the games and JF fails to promote the game, it will be empty. Coach, the girl played Canada and them and the coach done also cut. Coach, if the turnout improves, it won't be until the fall of 2025. If it appears the boys will qualify for the World Cup, you know most Jamaicans are wagoners. That's a true BM. But still, if the team start do better than, or say we progress deep or reach a final at the something there. A big thing that you know. Big thing that you know. Coach girl, Tough Rudy, what goal are you talking about? So I mean, for what the girls did, man, outstanding here in football. Jamaica they on a map. Yo, you see that jersey? You see all the Jamaica jersey there? That jersey was a hit. That jersey was a hit, people. The Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boyz jersey hit the world by storm. One of the massive thing. And I think Adidas a smile right now. Yeah, man, Adidas a smile right now, man. I think they make a nice food off of this jersey, you know. Yeah, man, I think so. Who not think so they make a nice food off of a jersey? Hey, people. Who not think they make a nice Who not think they make a nice food off of a jersey? Yeah, man, I believe me thinks they make a nice food off of a jersey. Nice food. And trust me, one of the toughest, me not who can say coming out of Jamaica. One of the toughest deal this. Big deal. And I think Adidas capitalized on this. You understand? And the amount of celebrity that I see in the Reggae Boyz / Reggae Girlz jersey, trust me, it went a far way. I say Boss Thomas, we're gonna know if them United same way wear feed done. United just stop wear Man U jersey. They do lose market value. Brand Jamaica have been tarnished. Their ranking will definitely go down. No reasonable country will want to play Jamaica. No good coach will want to be involved. That's the girls you're talking, AM. AM anyway, the girls them out there. JFF wants some real challenge. The builder not build strong enough. Where's with the history the girls made at the World Cup? Adidas, no most of it. And I think it would have greater actually if they had put the shoulder to the wheel and qualify for the World Cup. And this is what I'm looking at. And I don't want people misinterpret and take it the other way. And this is from my perspective. I want to listen from my perspective. Yeah, man, this is from my perspective. What I believe is that the girls should have just finished off the year. And remember, we had a wonderful year and a successful year. So I believe that they should have capped off the year with the Gold Cup qualification. And I don't want anybody get me wrong to say that, hey, so coach, I believe say girls them forget pay, and you know, why you say they should have pay without money after not getting paid for so long. Yeah, me believe say them forget pay. Me believe say things should have worked out for them. I believe that the JFF, remember I said it, you know, should have handled it much better so that the situation could have, you know, been more amicable. So, me get that out of the way. See? The problem, I believe that where the girls should have just taken a stand is that, all right, we did so well at the World Cup, round of 16, we name gone out there, make we put the shoulder to the wheel and just go dig out the Gold Cup qualification here and just finish the year strong. That's all me would want for happen, you know. Alright, like we do this for the fans. You see the JFF them, they know say, yo, them can't do no better because of who they are right now. But we could do this for the fans. And just continue to put out your thing them. Make FIFA Pro or FIFA Pro continue to represent you and stuff like that. And just continue to go and play some ball and qualify for the tournament. But they did not utilize that option. And me believe say them should have finished strong. So that is what I think about the situation. I know many of you might not agree, but I mean, Mr. United, and at that with we Jamaicans, you know, if somebody share their opinion and it might not be in what you believe, then you think they are with one side and or they are not with a side. Come on, United man. Nobody go this. So people are gonna probably throw some bottles at me now because me say girls and should have played. Should have played. But you now look on the part where me say the JFF should have handled the situation better. And the girls them deserve what they were actually contracted for. Nobody now gonna remember that, you know. They're only gonna remember that me say a girl then should have played. Should have played. Why am I tell you? We have a GoFundMe to be here, money. Us qualifying for the Copa and all being win the Nations League will put a smile on Adidas' face. Yup. Adidas are world champion already with Messi them, you know. Argentina, you know. So all for smile them a smile this already. I feel the coach was trying to take a stance for the coach's contract not being renewed as well. Which coach that drew for this? I remember London has basically foot get kick way. Timing is always important. Yeah, that me believe cranky. I think we should have deal with it and look a little bit better on both ends. That's why I'm saying a cranky. You see, if you have an individual saying that, oh, the JFF are right in what they did, you really can't fight that because evidence might be there to say that, you know, the girls should have, you know, do this or the girls should have do that. And on the girls' side, the girls did the right thing. Or the girls them could have do it a little bit better. So anyway you take it, you can side with that. And that's why it is a very good debate topic, you know, because there are arguments riddled on both sides of the equation. Coach JFF and the girls were wrong. At the same time, the bulk of the blame should be on the JFF. Men should understand the mood swing of women. Not but at that me say, you know, Mr. United, but in terms of understanding the mood swing of women, if you were dealing with it properly, expertly, from a managerial standpoint, from a leadership standpoint, you wouldn't have to think about even feelings because it would have been dealt with. And that me say from day one, some amount of mediation, some amount of problem solving skills should have come from this situation. And they should have used it to help rectify this so that the girls would have, you know, gone on to play the Gold Cup qualifiers. I'm still in pain because we never qualify. Coach, you could look at it another way. If they played the Gold Cup and strike after, would it have the same effect? I think it's more publicity doing it now. Boy, I don't know why. I don't know why, what you call it. I don't know why, I don't know why it was done the particular time. As Cranky said, alluded to the fact that timing is a very critical thing. And that could have easily been sorted out if timing was done properly. That's why again, the girls on the other hand, people would probably agree and disagree with them based off what could have come out of the whole situation. So that may I say no people. Anyway, you look on it, there's a point to prove from both people. You get what I say? So anyway, you take it. But buck stops with the federation, and they should have solved and sorted it out better. All right. Steve Martin was a prop comic. Coach, you could. All right. Toughy Rudy said that. I approve that message. The coach got a new team and contract from the World Cup exploits. Still trying to figure out what are the post World Cup benefits for the girls. Mr. United, the mood swing of women. Do you hear how that sounds? That never have nothing to do with the whole thing. That's why I may say if proper management skills were utilized, then you wouldn't have to reach this. So when the girls got paid, they should have gone and qualified for the Gold Cup. They can't. They can then finish in a stronger position. They will let the JFF know we will not play unless you sort out other issues. Sure, I will be. I will bet that Lauren got a net gain from his contract now being renewed. The girls must realize to get anything done in Jamaica, you have to block road. Cranky, the girls didn't get anything, but that wasn't their intention. They played a game and lost. They couldn't go play after they got their money because by the time they were suspended from selection as per JFF. You know, so I now have a phone for me, Robert Billings. Sorry. So here I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop the link in the comment section. And people who want to come on, see the link in the comment section. Me not the phone not nearby me. Me a reason I listen to Uno and clearly Uno not see the girls did the right thing. JFF just approved badness. So if a badness and just badness, fans don't come before the players themselves. Okay, and and that's your opinion, Fana. Triple E, big up yourself. The timing was to do the first two games and they would still be able to qualify. But they didn't. No, they got suspended from selection when they sent the letters to say they have other issues, with 17 of them signed. This was after they got paid. Go back and listen to all the interviews. They got paid after the letter and the suspension. All right, so I'm going to pin the link there, so. Why are Jamaicans always willing to support incompetence and indiscipline? The JFF are charged with managing our football. If they can't manage, step aside and allow someone else to do it. I wonder where Rich Toy get that information, so people are supporting incompetence when the JFF administration would have gotten the most well, they would have been highlighted the most in the space for being incompetent. Where did you get that, Rich Toy? They might have done the right thing, but it might not have been the best thing for the program. Big up yourself, you know, Gunner's boss. Big up yourself. You understand? Fana, were the girls thinking about the fans? I don't think so. Poor management skills on the JFF caused the girls not to qualify for the Gold Cup, and that cannot be good for Jamaica football. Too much egos. At the end of the day, hopefully the situation gets resolved speedily enough long talk, you know. That's true all Madrid. And you know, look like it about reach, so. Coach, do you put your YouTube supporters over yourself? If no, then you are one selfish Jamaican fan. What do you mean, Fana? Remember, you know, it is my view, you know. the girls did what they believe that they would have given them their best result. You get what I say? The girls did what they did not, but according to me, looking at it from a different perspective. You get what I say? So, right now, fun of mine not. The boys, them are idiot. The boys, them are idiot because they continue to do what they're doing with similar issues that they're having with the JFF. So the boys, them are idiot. Funna. Big up yourself, Gunners boss. Respect and manners. Big up yourself, Jairus. The fans no matter in this, to be honest. It's about the girls. Did it benefit them and the other girls to come? That are true. That are true. That is so true, actually. But me just look on it from my point of view. In my humble opinion, the JFF treated the girls like how record labels treat young black aspiring entertainers. No, the boys see the bigger picture. Yeah, but I'm saying the girls could have. They didn't. So fun of mine don't come for me. See? Don't come for me. Me I say, you run. Let's look at it from a track and field point of view. A race in track and field. See? You do a 400 meter. You know how grueling a 400 meter. See? All right. Look at it this way. You reach 350 meters in the home straight there. And you're basically leading the race. Are you going to tell me, Fana, now, say you're going to stop because you remember, say, yo, you don't get no money? Right now, Adidas now going to pay me my money, man. Now, where Adidas are dealing, man? I mean, I lead the race. I mean, just stop and come out of the race. Just look at it from that perspective. And that's so we need to look on things. Be critical in our thought process. And you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. But this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. You get what I say? I agree with your point of view as well. Big up yourself, Lolo. The wrong coaches, Deshaun, it is not sarcasm. How can you say the players are idiots for being patriotic? Or who name coaches, Deshaun? Coach means you're a general. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Patrick Holness. Respect and manners. Gunners boss, I thought you threw the towel in from today. I will never go broke trying to prove people that I am not broke. Kurt James, CD, Bailey, I make $100 a week. I take a cent from the JFF. But some of my girls, them are get their money at them club. Me hear people I say, oh, but the girls, them have them club for play for. And this and that, and them still up going with them football and them not lose nothing. So what you say? So you say, Kurt James. So if you would have England and you make, say, $20,000 a week, or 15,000 a week, good money that for your same way. Good money that for your same way, you know. Cranky, what go on?
Doing well, Coach. How you doing? I can't see you on my computer. I'm not sure what's happening.
You know, I'm a phone me I use though. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I see a black space, but
Me na
I'm
black
watching
still.
my. I know. I'm watching my iPad. I hear, Coach. I hear you. I see
So you
Gunner's
think,
boss on my case. I just got into the stream and Gunner's boss on my case already. Go ahead, Coach.
yeah, in terms of what would have achieved throughout this year, Cranky, you agree with me on the point that the election settings and where we're going with the election and the whole handling of the girls situation would have kind of put a little damper on what would have achieved throughout the year in terms of the female and the male program.
Yeah, I think for the female situation, it's unfortunate. It's not ideal. It shouldn't have occurred. So yes, from that perspective, and the fact that we have made a Gold Cup just exacerbate that. I think on the male side is it's going up, 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 Coach. I mean, the fact that we beat Canada and
Mm-hmm.
qualify for two major competitions, Coach. Think about it. We're in the top four in terms of the Nations League, and we're playing in probably the third most prestigious competition after the World Cup and after what I consider to be the European Championship. One could always say, the African Cup of Nations and all that, and Asia. But in terms of what we're trying to accomplish, and in terms of the prominence of South American football, you can say this is
Mm-hmm.
third. And we are playing in that, not based on invitation, but based on actual qualification. So that's a significant achievement. And you can start counting the dough related to that because we're getting paid for the Nations League. We're getting paid for the the competition in June in terms of being qualifying for that. But it does take away some of the pleasure that we feel, some of the euphoria that we feel from the girls not having the contentious issue with the JFF and not getting a resolution on that. And everyone knows my view on that, which is I think the girls didn't strategize the right way to achieve their objective. And I think the JFF haven't acted like grown ups. And I've said that a number of times that
Mm-hmm.
when you're the adult in the room, and that doesn't mean the girls aren't the adult, but the JFF are older and have been doing this for a long time and should act with, they're supposed to be leaders, administrators, and should operate accordingly. And they haven't. So what you end up with is a situation where no one is winning. I think the girls have lost more than the JFF, and I've said that publicly. And it's very disappointing. And the election, Coach, to me doesn't really matter because we didn't really have an election, Coach. In an election, you want to have two independent bodies vying for a position, vying for leadership of the administration of the national program. What we had was, as I've said a number of times, is son and daughter or friends or whatever you want to call it. They're affiliated, right? They're not independent parties. And on both sides, you didn't see the competence. You would expect, Coach, that when you have people running for office, you can assess their resume.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a decision based on what you think they can bring to the program. I don't see where either side is going to make any material difference to how we operate. So we have to change our mindset to say, no longer think about this is not about the JFF. It's about Jamaica football. It's about the players. It's about the fans. And let's operate accordingly and not focus on what we can't control. We cannot control the JFF. We cannot control who's elected. If you love the football, you got to pivot and say, you know what? I got to put up with the nonsense, but hopefully the product, which are the players, can overcome whatever challenges they're facing and we can enjoy the football.
All right. So some people have questioned in the comment if we think if it were the boys, JFF would have made more effort in solving it. I think that's another question that
No,
we
coach,
we have
coach,
kind
we
of
have
go
short
out there.
we have short memories, coach. We have short memories. The boys had challenges before World Cup qualifiers. They had challenges during World Cup qualifiers. They're still having challenges. Now you hear Damon Lowe the other night basically says, we are focused on the pie and nothing's going to distract us from the pie. We don't really care about any administration. We don't really care about match fees. And they can say so because a lot of them get compensated well. It's harder for the girls. But our
Mhm.
focus is on the pie, which is we want to achieve as much as possible what we can with the players that we have, especially since I think we have the best set of players we have. We can't be distracted by all the logistical things that are happening, the poor administration. Now, I think things have gotten better. You hear me say this between Simon and Man going. I think they have made some improvement. But remember this. We boycotted a number of years ago before we went to Austria, right, to play the friendly against the US. We had the Gensec, whoever that was, when they went to play the World Cup qualifiers and there were problems getting flights back, put their foot down and say, somebody has to go, right? Decisions were made, people were replaced. So the boys still have problems with the JFF. But I think when they struck, as I mentioned, in a previous podcast, they struck at a time where it really didn't matter, apart from the money element of it. It really didn't matter. It didn't affect them doing World Cup qualifiers in terms of when they struck and decided not to play. And when they made a decision that they weren't going to play, the JFF got rid of Gensec, didn't they? They got rid of whoever it is they want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Because they struck at a time and say, you know what? We have to play these games. If the JFF get fined by FIFA, it would look so horrible. The JFF at the point when the girls struck had a chance to get replacement players. Right? So the timing wasn't optimum. And I'm still trying to figure out why the girls struck. I still can't get I can't get a clear perspective as to what they're striking for. We hear that being mistreated. What does mistreated mean, coach?
Did they meet their objective?
Who?
The girls.
I have no idea what the objective is. That's the problem. I know what they have lost. I don't know what they're trying to gain. And here's another thing, coach, because I have a view about why they did what they did. Here's something that people should, and all you in the comments, you should think about this. When you're in what I'm going to call a business environment, because this is all business, contract, money, all that stuff. Never, let me say never let your emotions get in the way of what you're trying to achieve. That is very difficult to do, especially if you feel like you've been hurt. Because when you're emotive, you can't operate with a level head. You're not in control of the situation. When you're very emotional, most times you're going to make bad decisions. You're going to make bad decisions when you're emotional. If you can find a way to decipher yourself, pull yourself away from the situation, try to step back and observe it objectively, you'd be surprised how you make better decisions. And I think they were emotive in terms of Donaldson getting fired. And by the way, coach, let me say this. People don't seem to realize. And I believe this wholeheartedly, coach. Donaldson, I use the word fired because I've been told he wasn't fired. His contract was not renewed. Whatever you want to put that, coach. But, coach, you know what, coach? Donaldson had up in a better place than he was before his contract was not renewed, coach.
Can I get big job right now?
But, coach, I'm sure the JFA was not paying him any material money. Got enough money to pay. I'm sure he's getting a better job, more prominence, because even though he get prominence with the Jamaican national team, coaching a national team is different from coaching a club team.
Yeah.
You're hands-on, day-to-day, influencing. Yeah. Big contract. Yes, and you're doing it, and you're in the news 24/7 international, unless they have a window, you're not heard from. When you're a day-to-day coach, you're heard from every single day. You're being interviewed every week. Your profile, your brand gets more prominence. Now you get it, and he got that from the World Cup, which would probably help him get this job. So if you look at it deductively, you'll say Donaldson benefited subsequent to the World Cup. Forget about what he got materially in terms of payout for carrying out the World Cup. And he probably got more money than he would have gotten if he stayed on the head coach for the girls.
Mm-hmm.
What has the girls gotten from this, in essence? I would love to know, especially the ones who are not the Bunny Shaws and the Drew Spence of the world. What have they gotten per se, apart from us lauding them, appreciating their efforts and all that, and them getting World Cup bonus, but subsequent to the World Cup, how have they benefited? When my argument was, if they had made the Gold Cup, that would be a continuation of what they did in the World Cup, and the financial and other benefits would be attained if they made the Gold Cup and played in the Gold Cup. Versus now, as I've mentioned previously, there are no competition or competitive games apart from probably friendlies till 2025, which to me is a long way away.
But cranky, one of the next thing is makes the people are try to align and do the parallel of what the girls went through in terms of I see. I'm gonna make sure I get the comment right, and I've seen it before, Yeah, Toughy Rudy say, why do workers strike and do they return to work before their needs are met or almost fulfilled? And I think we're trying to put the parallel between whatever the girls and the JFF situation is to corporate entities. And I think it is two different levels of the spectrum. The girls are only playing for a particular time, particular season, and they are called upon. It's not a must that you're going to be called upon. Their situation is unique in this sense where they went to a World Cup and they wanted all that they should get from the proceedings of the World Cup. I understand that. But at the same time, I think we should stop make the use the union or corporate entities to match up what the JFF and the girls are going to, because it is far and wide from each other. Two different situations.
Yeah. So let me touch on that quote and then go ahead.
If you use a trade person, because they would have been utilizing their skills and they're being paid for when they work, then you might have a better argument. When you come in telling me about unions and workers strike or whatever, it does strike me, because the girls would have seen as a mechanic or a carpenter. They get paid for what they do.
Yeah,
because
I know.
Playing for the national cannot be seen as a job. Cannot be seen as a job.
So here's the thing, Coach. I'm confused with people's question on this. Here's the first thing. So the girls may not have been paid for a period of time, but it's my understanding, and you in the chat and Tuffy Rudy and others who are espousing their view about this, tell me, do you have evidence the girls have not been paid? They may have been paid later than when they should have been paid. They may not have been paid for a while, but it's my understanding that they've been paid up. And I haven't heard anything to the contrary. I heard where Bunny Shaw said on Sports Max, which I've said before, that some girls haven't been paid. Bunny Shaw didn't say she didn't get paid. In fact, she said some people got overpaid. Drew Spencer didn't get paid. And they still haven't named any person who hasn't been paid. As my understanding, they got been paid. So let's put that aside. But let's use the analogy between a person working for NBC, a person working for any company in Jamaica, working for Grace Kennedy. Let's use something in Jamaica, actually. And they go on strike. And normally we go on strike, the objectives are clear as to what you want. For normal workers, it's more money, it's better benefits, it's maybe more time off, better working conditions. The objectives are clear about what you want, and that's what you're negotiating. All I've heard for the girls is that they're being mistreated, because in the letter, I didn't necessarily hear that it was a money issue about not being paid. The money not being paid has been mentioned a number of times, but that seemed to have been resolved, even though Bunny Shaw said something to the contrary. And you can't take what Bunny said at face value, because she'll come back and say something different from what she said before. So let's put the money aside, because I'm not sure what you guys are talking about around if you're working for a company, you didn't get paid, if you're working for a company, being mistreated. What is the mistreatment? All I heard about it was communication. And if you're striking for better communication, that's tough. And if you're striking where you're losing more than you're gaining, I'm not sure that's smart striking. And Mr. United, I have a perspective, Mr. United. You talk about, I'm talking about it's the gospel. If you don't like what I say, then join one of these programs and express your view. Don't be in the comment section just making comments and then you don't want to espouse your view. I'm espousing my view. You espouse your view. We have a difference of opinion. That's what's great about these forums and life. We don't all have to agree. In fact, we all agree to be boring, frankly. But it's agreed, and we all sing the same tune. Your view is different from, I'm not espousing any gospel. I'm giving my perspective. You may not like it. It may not satisfy you, but it's my view. I am not denigrating and trying to negate your opinion. That's not what I'm here for. I provide my view and my way of reasoning. If you disagree, you disagree. But don't be in there trying to be, condescending in a way of saying, oh, you preach the gospel if you know everything. I don't know everything. And you keep saying that because I watch your comments all the time. You keep saying that. And frankly, it gets annoying saying that. Because you're trying to expose a narrative, which is not the case. You have a view, I have a view, you express your view, I express my view. I may not like your view, you may not like my view, but don't make it personal. Make it about the subject we're talking about and what your considerations are. Don't make it personal. And frankly,
Yeah,
people,
Cranky, I
go
said,
ahead, Coach.
and it always baffles me how we are as a people. Because you give an opinion, he gives an opinion, everybody give an opinion, and it's just opinion. Some opinions are hinged on facts, while some is just based off their own deduction and analysis of the situation.
Yeah.
And
So
period.
Coach, here's what he
We
said, Coach. Here's what he said. Here's what's funny, Coach. Sorry, Coach. Here's what he said. I'm going to pull up Mr. United comment. Cranky, your opinion aren't the gospel. You don't know the girl's motive. You can't say they didn't meet the objectives. What are we all talking about then? If you don't know their motive, then how did JFX know their motive? They sent a letter. They expressed their view in public. So how did JFX supposed to achieve their objective and satisfy them and come to a resolution if we all don't know what their objective and motive is? United, does that make any sense to you? I'm speculating about what their motive is. I think they struck because Donaldson got fired. That's my view. Now, they may coach in the sense of communication or lack of communication or money or airline, all that stuff. They got the previous coach fired, and this is a continuation, and they want to exert some authority and some power. But as I've said before in number forums, I think they lost out on a net basis because the JFF don't really care. They didn't care about girls football in the first place anyway. They made them look good when the girls made the last 16, but I don't think they care about the girls football. The boy, especially the boys are doing well. They're probably there smiling because they will refuse going forward for the girls to dictate to them again, ever. You remember that? At least not this administration, anyway. Sorry, Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Seymour Pusey and the people that want to call in, just work with me, please. Just click on the link. You can always close your camera if you don't want to be seen, and just talk what you're sharing via the link this time around. I can't go downstairs with the phone right now.
Mr. United.
So just use the link.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. United. No, I'm going to stay with him. You spoke with sure conviction versus an opinion. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hold on, Cranky. United says something totally opposite from when I debated. Obviously, him just want to debate or go against what you're saying. Earlier in the comment, him said something. So it kind of baffling how him come with something now. Romy and Hudson, are you a Seymour?
No, man, I'm here, Romy.
Oh, yeah, Romy. Hold on there a minute. Cranky, just think about this question. Do you think the JFF gives the girls the recognition that they deserve after the World Cup? And I will just add this to it, even before the World Cup. Romy, welcome to the show. What is your take on the whole situation?
All right. Well, what me call for address, Coach? I big up Cranky. I think Cranky has some time. We have to argue with timeline. I think Cranky have the timeline mixed up in my head. Cranky, remember timeline. Cranky, It's when the letter come across, when the letter was posted, no payment was done. Remember, the man them come out and tell you as why then no payment never go on. Remember, them tell you they have to do some calculation and about that of another player. No payment go on. So when the letter come across, all the issue in the letter stand. So if you're arguing the point of a letter, you can't leave out money because money didn't come, no payment. Remember, after World Cup, our interview was done, and the man tell you a definite time when he's going to pay the girl. Remember, say all these years the girls are working, you know. They know money are coming, but they have no proof of it. But this time they go to the World Cup and they know money coming for them because there is big proof. Everybody know, and even all the public know the money. So at the time of the posting the letter, at the time of posting the letter, no payment was issued, and even JFF come across and tell you. Now remember in timeline now, it's from that time. Them say them now select the girl, them select on that group. Why someone gonna start out the payment now? So the payment is to come after the letter. When them say them pay over everything now, which Bonnie come on the interview and say no, not everybody get paid. So when you're looking at the timeline of the letter, nobody get paid when the letter come across. It was after. The girls couldn't come when they finally get paid now, them couldn't come playing football because then already get banned from the first match when no payment never run. So the grievance is with them for work out. Should have started the work out from then. So none of them could have come at no time for the other games because they were banned basically. And Dennis Young tell you why he banned them to try to protect them, which is foolishness. So if you argue the timeline of the letter, nobody get paid when the letter come. It's the letter generate the payment.
Right. So the payment, as we have heard in numerous forums, because Dennis was making the rounds, they could only pay the money when they receive from FIFA. We've all know the JFF have money problems from Burrell days, and they've been left holding the bag on a lot of debt, which they need to pay down.
All right. No, break a cranky. Remember, so they tell us they have the money, you know. Then just not know how to pay because they never work with a formula. That they may come and say
no. They initially said that they didn't.
Yeah,
they could only pay.
Mr. Speed did say money for you.
Yes, them come and say them have the money to pay the girls. Them they couldn't settle down on the formula. Yeah.
Minzy, Speed always say they have money when they don't have money. If it gets Speed, always say they have money. Minzy.
No man, that money.
But here's the point. But here's the point, though, Coach. They did say they borrowed some money to even pay off the rest of the money to the girls. Didn't they say that?
All right, Cranky. Remember, say they get us. They tell you the amount of money they get before, right? The JFF come and tell you that, you know. And as part of that money, the girls supposed to get a percentage, right? Even when they didn't get all of the money that they were supposed to get in full, the 20% of that money that they got, even if they give the girl 20%, they still have a lot of money. So I don't know what's the argument there. FIFA lending them back money, which don't make any sense to me. Because if they make a calculation, 20% of what the percentage of what the girl is supposed to get, and what versus what they get, even if they then take out the girl money and give the girl, they will still have enough money to do what they want to do. So I don't know why they have to go back to FIFA and borrow.
No, what they were saying is that the payment from FIFA didn't necessarily come immediately after the World Cup. So there are 4 payments. First is the money, right? There's the per diem.
Right.
There's match fees.
Right.
There's the World Cup bonus, and there's incentive fees, right?
Right.
And obviously the girls didn't get paid match fees and the per diem fees for a while. It was a long while they didn't get that.
Right.
And that's the black people we are talking about. The incentive fees was subjective as to how that should be paid out. They're supposed to get about, I think they were trying to work out a number. The girls wanted 20%, and the JFF didn't want to give them as much as they were requesting, whatever that number was. And then you had the bonus money, which they didn't control. and paid out when they received it.
Right.
Right. So in essence, don't disagree with you. I gotta go back and check the timing, but I'm not sure the girls were striking for the money, as far as I'm concerned. I may be
No,
wrong on
what
this.
I was saying there. All right.
Yeah.
Leave out all the other money them. Think about
Right.
just the bonus money alone. They
Right.
know that the bonus money is their money. It just coming through JFF to get to them. So JFF would be doubling in that money. They didn't pay over that money. That's what I'm saying to you. So at the time of the letter, no money was paid over. Because
Right. So
even
there was argument.
JFF come and tell we that. Speed and Dennis Young come and tell us that. And,
Right,
and
but
it
caller,
gave us
what's
reason why
the
it
rationale
wasn't
for
paid
that?
over.
The rationale for that, my understanding was that there were 23 girls on the World Cup roster. A 24th girl went to the World Cup. The JFF wanted to give the 24th girls something.
Right.
And there was some dispute there, and they were trying to work out the formula, as you said. So we had some contention there, right? In terms of should 24 get paid or 23 get paid? And if you get 23 paid, what was the formula for this? Because even part of the formula, about the bonus, some of the bonus was about match fee, which is how do I make sure I record all the matches that you. That's why some girls got overpaid, because they may not have all their data right around how many matches I played to make sure I got my back match fees that I didn't get paid.
Right. So that's where the communication is now come in. That's why when they say the communication, so you have this working out, say you want to pay the 24 player, but you weren't communicating with us with all of that. We are working on
I don't agree, caller communication. I think communication is from Vimbly and Time. They mentioned this,
No, man.
They mentioned
with this specific situation.
Yes.
Communication is all along, but with this specific issue, they are saying to that if you're going to work out something behind the scene for a 24th player, but you still wasn't communicating with us about our money. So that's why Becky said, it's not about the money. It's just that you never ever communicate with us. You get me?
Yeah, but you know what, Romy, you know what's funny about all of this thing about not about the money? Mm-hmm. Then what else is there that is? Why are you striking upon? If put money aside, why else are you striking?
All right. So we look at it now. We look what the girl are fighting for really is principle. Or you go about doing what you want to do for years. So me I go draw back a principle line for you. So since you have no principle, let me just draw a line now. Because you operate this way, I'm tired of it. So when you ask what the girl them achieve, we are looking for something to happen just now to say yes, that them achieve and yes, then whatever. But you know what them achieve? The JFF knows no. The girl I know fenke. Next time nobody with the girl and do the girl and proper that them achieve right now. Say next if them not call up with them girl, the next group of girl them I go deal with the girl and proper. And that them achieve from all of this. So we are looking. So
Romain, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. You believe this JFF is capable of that?
All right. Whether them capable of that, I one thing we know. They not like shame. That's what they try to do. Kind of something. We try to rectify when them anything cross them. They not like shame, if you notice,
Romain, no, they don't have no shame. If you mean Romain, they don't have no shame.
No,
if they have shame, wouldn't be the situation, Romain.
No, them not like it, Them not like it. You know who particular like it? Then it's strong like Quentin. Nobody has said nothing bad about him. Him feel a particular shame. That's why ego get the better and he never work out properly. Because in take a direction, try to get some other players. We try to circle the score and he never work out. Even more shame now. I be say next time, then now do this to one in next super girl them. And that them get from it.
No, but here's the thing. I don't disagree.
We are looking something right away like something right away like but then get something out of this. I bet them not do it again because I'm ashamed.
So Romain, but here's the question, Romain. Mm-hmm. If their timing was different, do you think they would have achieved the same objective even better?
If their timing was different?
Yeah.
All right. So I heard you argue say them could have do it in a less a much that critical or whatever. But at the same time, cranky. It no matter if the maga woke up, because the maga woke up and go on the same street, the same stress. Basically. They know say, even when qualify for World Cup, I see them thing them get back in there. If them not rectify it from now, either them now get play again, they some mix up, a airport luggage and left, some foolishness. So even the travelings, when I ask JFF about the travelings, you know, I hear them argue a full fight about what or you must travel is in your contract. And that the girl them ask about, you know. The girl them ask say, oh, when time we are travel, make sure say even if you apply in a less than business, less than coach or whatever, just make sure to reach my destination and we reach in a good fashion. No matter which class you want to find me now. So no can't tell me say me traveling is there in my contract. And that me ask about. Me ask about don't left me in the airport, don't left me luggage in my airport. Me could get something at timely. And me could have to go through without no stress. So no matter if me go an next tournament, me still have come on a stress because of how you treat me. So me have to take a stand at some point. That year come down to, you know.
So Romain, do you know, hey Romain, do you know that the replacement girls have some of the same stress?
Well, I know. In our eyes, them have no stress yet. In our eyes,
no, Romain, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Do you know, Romain, that when they traveled to, I think it was Guatemala, they had some of the same, they had a lot of problems with travel. You know, when they got, you know, Chung was talking about, they must have taken multiple planes because they took like 24 hours to get to their destination. They didn't have a straight flight, it doesn't appear like. People, so the same stress you're talking about, which is subsequent to the girls striking, still permeates with the new girls who they brought as replacement. There's still a lot of problems. So it shows you that it's not about the girls who are playing who went to the World Cup. It's about the competence of the JFF. And those people are not changing. But Romain, they're not changing. It's the same people going to be there for years and years and years.
Right. So look at it now. So you're doing this to one group. You try to take another group, and you do it to another group, and hopefully they would achieve. So you could have go along. But what? It fail you. So you have to take a stand. You have to take a strong.
No, Romain, you missed my point. Romain, you missed my point. Your argument is this: that these girls are striking for principle, and they're sacrificing themselves for the larger good, which is those behind them will benefit. And I'm trying to impart to you that it doesn't make a difference. If you hire a plumber to fix your toilet and don't know if you fix it, your toilet will never be fixed. It's still going to be bad. The point I'm making is this: the JFF is just poor at what they do. So even if they try to change it, they can't. It's not in their repertoire. It's not in their ability to do so.
So Scranky. All right. Yeah. When we look on, you know, we have something special in the mids. You know what special in the mids? We have all of these channels where everything will come on and expose everything on. But no, if I know say something as big as this, should it happen again, it might cause something more catastrophic. So
Romain, I'm gonna stop you there, Romain. There is nothing more catastrophic than a player going on the global media, NBC, CBS, ABC, Al Jazeera, everywhere you can think about, and saying my federation is trash. Nothing worse than that. The news, Romain, in fact, you know what, Romain, what it does? It hardens the people who have been embarrassed to deal with you. They don't want to deal with you anymore. You've embarrassed them on the world. There's no larger stage to get embarrassed on. So they would prefer not to deal with you anymore and deal with people they can control. So they control the replacement players. And you say you're striking, just make them smile. So you know what? We'll never give in to you. We will never change because of you. You can't make us any worse than we have been. Even though the girls weren't right about what they said, you know. Because I'm not saying they're not right about the logistical part. They weren't right about GoFundMe getting into Australia. But that's what the world heard.
That's weird. That's one statement. I think everybody put literally and everybody start paying and say, yeah, man, that's what I mean. Look here, us cranky. The statement is that GoFundMe get us here. We with brain. No say GoFundMe money can pay a plane fare to get them here.
Romain, Romain, you're wrong.
It is talking about a journey.
No, Romain, you're wrong.
All right.
Romain, no, I'm stopping it. Romain, you're wrong. Here's why you're wrong. You're telling me
why am I
CNN has no
wrong?
brain. You're saying ABC
Why?
has no brain. CNN has no brain. BBC has no brain. That's what you're insulting the intelligence of the
No.
world.
All right, look here
That's
now.
what you're doing.
All right. Why all of these programs run with that narrative?
Well, because that's what was said to them.
No, Cranky.
Yes.
After the statement, Cranky, after the statement, JFF spin that statement as quick as possible.
Roman.
Cranky.
Bonnie said she spoke to the government. But no, Roman, hold this. Bonnie said she spoke to the government about this. What would the Jamaica government call her if they didn't have the same perspective on this?
Yes. You look at her, and she explained what she meant. But look at her. Let me tell you what thing perform. You see, when time that being said, but JFF was the fastest to go out and say, we pay the plane fare. So it all looked like that the angle she was talking about. You get me? I say it was her. The journey. No, it was the journey, Cranky. Because JFF come and when JFF coming on, they never say the journey, then they come and talk about plane fare. So right away, we put that argument with the plane fare matter. Because the JFF come and say, no, this is the plane fare was such and such, and they start name out how much the ticket. Even us start discuss how much for ticket and all that something there. And we put the narrative they say a plane fare they matter about. We sell it.
Romain, you're not Romain. Then you. I'm frustrated with you, Romain. I'm frustrated with you because some of you guys, I'm gonna call you guys out. You're so biased in terms of the girls. You're not being fair in your assessment. I'm sorry, but you're not.
No, Cranky. You can't say we biased with the girl. Look, you know.
But you guys are. You guys are.
Look, you know, Cranky. Cranky.
Yeah.
What we are do? We are put the line of thing together. Cranky. Who come out and say after the statement was made? Who come out and show say this was proper plane fare?
But it's what you're missing, Romain.
But hold on the Cranky.
No. Who come out and say?
That's why I said it earlier, you know. You really can have both sides of the arguments in a situation where they can prove that this side is correct, or you can prove that the other side is incorrect. So that's why you have Romain and Cranky seem a little biased because he has points on his side to prove that the girl are right in their actions. And if you look on the flip side, the next person might be saying you or the girls are wrong in what they did. And it is as simple as that. And it based off people's perspective. Welcome
right, but
to Short Curtain Boy.
Let me, before Rudy come in, Rudy, I'm too tough here, Rudy. I'm loving your hair. So let me say this, Coach. What the JFF said subsequent, what the government said subsequent, didn't matter. The damage was done. The major media ran with this story. There was never any retraction. Nobody cared what the JFF had to say because they go think it's defensive. It didn't matter. What the news was what Bunny says. That sell papers. That sell a story. That sell how the underdog got to where they got to and how they overcome all these obstacles. Whatever said subsequently didn't matter. Bunny didn't go to the national media and make a retraction. So when Roman tried to justify what she said and trying to explain to us what she meant, which I'm not sure how CNN, ABC, and all them don't understand anything that she meant because they're not smart enough. That's what you guys are saying. But we're smart. Yeah, go ahead.
Frankie, you are doing the same things. You are saying I am justifying what she meant, but you are putting it your way as well too. And even the person who said the statement come out and tell us say she didn't mean it that way. So what they're gonna say? She's lying now.
No. It's not. Whatever she meant didn't really matter. I can't interpret what she meant.
No.
I don't know
It does matter. At the end of the day, it does matter.
Here's why it does matter. Because the damage has been done. It doesn't matter. The damage has been done.
So, all right. So, a damage has been done to say we use GoFundMe get me to work up. And because of this damage now, some man just say, all right, you know what? We have to dismantle this thing.
Roman. You're Jamaican, right, Roman? You're Jamaican, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What Jamaican value more than anything else in life? As far as I'm concerned. What them value? That's intangible, that them value, them hold on to. The most important thing, what them really value? Tell me now. What them value?
What people think about them? What people think about them?
Them value respect. Respect is essential for them. Respect is like money. It's everything.
No. I wouldn't say respect.
Well, Jamaicans I know. So you know when you disrespect them, it's a big deal for them. Big deal. So Donaldson got fired. I said this already. Donaldson got fired when he kicked that lady off the bus. Who was part of the JFF board. He got fired then. It just didn't happen. It didn't occur yet, but he got fired then. That was not even debatable.
Why are you saying kick her off of the bus?
Because he did. She said so.
Cracky.
She said so.
All right. So all right. So what does that also say?
What do you mean?
No. You say that has to kick her off of the bus. But what does that also say?
It doesn't matter what she said. It's what's because she's in part of authority.
No.
He explained about what the girls suggest that he should do, but the girls didn't want her to be on the bus. It doesn't matter. It's viewed as him kicking her off the bus because he's the one delivering the message.
Oh, la cranky. So right there and then, you just assure me say sometimes some things will come across is not true because he said he's trying to stop some embarrassment going on because the girls told him that if she go on the bus, they're going to walk off. And he in good light because the camera is out there, him saying go out there and say, Miss B, the girl them say, if you come on the bus, I'm going to walk off. I don't want to look no way. Another the man say,
Roman, me not like on the reason sometimes the Roman.
No.
Roman, listen to Roman. He never said in the conversation, Roman, you know what? I try to talk them out of it. Did he say that, Roman?
What?
No. Answer the question. Did he say I try to talk them out of it? Yes or no?
Cranky. He didn't say that. But what he did say, because he don't want it nothing go down. Even if he mean try to say, oh, girls no do that. But if we don't know, because he come say that. But one thing was sure, say him go outside, but talk to the lady and tell her the situation. And she spin it another way. That's the truth. She spin it another way.
Roman. I'm sad you're saying that because I've always said this. There's three sides to the story, Roman. And Donaldson would not make himself look bad, and she will make herself look bad. That's how we argue. Roman, she would not make herself look bad, and he would not make himself look bad. So don't say you can't say she spin it because you don't know who is spinning.
Well, I know. Right? Well, I know, cranky.
Okay.
So the conclusion to the story that he kicked off the bus. Why the conclusion?
What she said. I think it was on CFN. She was on C. I watched her. You know? I watched her. Wait, no Roman man. Let me just explain my thing. You can have the floor.
All right.
She explained her position, and she spoke to other members of the JFF, and she basically said, "I'm gonna paraphrase it. It can't go so." That's it come out to me that she's saying. And we know what that means in Jamaica. It can't go so. That means something has to give. Which means subsequent to all of this done, they're going to make some decisions. And it probably was made before. That's what how many coaches get fired after a successful World Cup campaign?
No. What else did she say, Cranky, in the same statement?
I don't remember all of what she said, but that's what
she also said that the girl, there's no way the girl could I do that because the girl never disrespect her yet. That she said
yes, you're right. But she said she was representing the government. She wasn't representing the JFF. That's what she also said, right?
Oh, come on, Cranky.
Come on. Look, it's logistics. No, Roman, it's logistics. Whether that's correct or not, but I think she was saying, I'm a member of the authority, and you're disrespecting the authority, you disrespect me, and it can't go so. And if a person who is part of the administration feel disrespected, something have to give. So the Donaldson piece was not surprising. And my view is this, and this is not gospel, because I'm told it's gospel, that the girls struck because Donaldson got fired. That's part of the thing. They may have other things they're worried about, but they were not material, Frank.
So you see the same thing like that about we always come up with some line of stories for everything.
Roman.
Yes, sir.
Big up yourself now. We have two more persons who join the panel. So make we
hear man, no problem, man. No problem. Big up, big up, big
Crooks,
up.
right?
So, yeah, hear me, coach.
Yeah, man, we're here.
Big up to the panelists, Cranky, Romeo, and the
Best
new
up, Croc.
panelists. Just come on, big up. So, based on the reasoning, Cranky, because I listened to part of the debate on Management program, the other night with you yourself and what's his name
Yeah.
again?
And T-Got.
Yeah. So based on my understanding, I don't want to assume, right? I'm just based on what I get, right? You are your point right here, right? It's basically to say that it would have been better for the girls to play this World Cup and qualify for the World Cup, then make their point, then try to bring about their point, right? Is that why I'm getting? That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting.
Yeah. My view is that the timing of the strike wasn't. There are two things. One is I'm trying to figure out what was the objective of striking and why was the timing done when it was done. So I think the timing didn't work out really well. And I still can't see how the girls will benefit from this because to me their objectives are not clear.
Good, but I don't think anybody I don't think just like myself here, who's the onlooker and a fan. I don't think any of us will truly be able to answer that question. I think the girls would be better able to answer that. So we can only assume and think that they have lost based on what we are looking at. So now we can.
So is a question. Is a question for you. Is a question for you. Is a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a strike occurring and you don't know why people are striking? So you're in Jamaica, Grace strike, government worker strike, GM worker strike, Chrysler strike. Don't they always tell you why they're striking?
Yeah, but I think
Okay.
all right. All right. I think listening to some interviews from putting in perspective the letter that was written and the interview that Bonisha and I think Spencer did the other day. I think I'm getting from it that they are doing this out of gaining some amount of respect per se in terms of how things are done with how JFF does things. And I think they are doing this in an effort to try to stop this, which I don't think it will ever stop because I think it's the same JFF going to be there. Yes, I don't see anybody outside of this JFF trying to challenge. So I think Raymond is a part of the same and this team. Though he's trying to run against Ricketts now, so I doubt that will ever change. As I said, and you said it earlier on to Romain, that the JFF will still be there. So you doubt there will be any change, right? But at what point? For me, I'm saying at what point? Because as I mentioned to Romain, right? The girls that are coming in now, though these girls strike, right? The top level ones that we know, though they strike, JFF still got another group of girls, and they came in, right? But it has been proven based on the matches that they played to qualify that they are not that quality as the girls that strike. So with the same treatment, I think they went under the same treatment and they are going to be under the same treatment. It doesn't matter the group of girls that they select, right? I think the treatment won't be different because it's the same JFF. But I think with this outburst now, I think it kind of shed more light on some of the inconsistencies of the JFF. I think it reaches more ears. The shebang go on with the girls them now striking and the whole thing that come out. Whether we want to say are true, some of them are true, them are false. We don't know the two sides to a story, as I say. But I think it kind of reach more ears now, more ears now, in a sense to me. So in a way, I don't think things will change. But I think, boy, I don't know. But just feel say the whole JFF need to change that better. Cause it now go. I just say.
It not gonna change it. It not changing. I tell you, it's not
it,
changing. Not changing.
yeah, now go change, but it come like we are going in a circle because no matter what group of
Yes.
girls them get are the same. But I'm saying, I think these girls decided that this is the time now for take a stand. Though it not gonna change nothing much, it not gonna change much, but I think it reach more ears now than before. So you know, I don't know. It just as I say, it's
No,
just
no,
a
it
time.
carries more years, you know. There's no more years to reach than when Bunny told Ian Wright that they use Go for make it to Australia. That's the maximum amount of publicity you're gonna get. You can't get any more publicity than that. Because the timing may be different. You maybe get publicity, but even this strike, how many people across the world are talking about this strike? Apart from we go the replacement girls play and they talk about a little bit that Jamaicans have the best team, you're not getting the same global prominence. It's not. And when they're not at the Gold Cup, nobody will care. The people move on with their lives. We won't talk about them, and the rest of the world won't talk about them. They say, you know what, Jamaica should have been here, they're not here. They go on to the next conversation. Because people want to talk about the current news, not old news. So I think we lost him.
Yeah. Go ahead. The next person online. Go ahead.
Good night, guys. Thanks.
Night.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've followed you guys for a long time. I've been kind of busy lately. But I have a couple of questions and some comments. First, I heard Frankie and Management and someone else was on Management show. I think Dennis, the Gensec was there, Mr. Chang.
Yeah.
It was in relation to the girls had asked, I don't know if I remember the name right, but an organization to represent them. Some Fifth Pro or something like that. Correct me if I don't get the name right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, got it right.
Like Cranky was kind of drilling Chang and some communication issues where he was asking basically if the JFF couldn't be the bigger person in the room and reach out to the girls after some failed attempt for meetings and dialogue. So, from my perspective, I was into international management as well. And I'm managing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Caribbean. And I'm telling you, these CFU nations administration don't understand a lot of things that are integral in the football itself. I had a manager who used to say to me, Marky, is not that they don't want to do it, they just don't know what to do. So if we get back to the point, if the girls, I supported Chang on that particular topic. If the girls said this particular entity is their representative, that's the person you have to go through. Is legally it could be breaching whatever contract they had if they didn't have a contract in place. I also realized through this whole saga that the girls got paid and some of them may not have received money. But I support you too, Cranky, that I've never heard categorically these girls said that they got paid from the JFF. Even with Bonnie and others going on interview, they never say, yes, categorically, I got my money. The other girls who were supposed to be professional, as far as information go, never made it clear to JFF money was received in my bank account, according to Mr. Chang. And that's like I don't understand that part. Even though you and the JFF have some kind of saga and continuous back and forth, you have to be professional. You have to say, yes, I received my money. No, I did not receive my money. I received X amount.
Hold on. So you're saying that the girls, upon receiving what they should have gotten, that they should have indicated to the JFF that they got paid?
Yes, that's what serious professional do. If me and you, coach, are
Hold on,
doing a transaction,
hold on. That's a one question. You said that's what serious professionals do.
yeah,
So you're Leon Bailey is a serious professional, applies trade in England.
yeah.
So you're going to tell me that when they get pay weekly on a Friday, today is a payday. You're telling me that they should indicate to their boss when they check their account, oh yes, I get paid. People only talk about not getting paid. I have never heard anybody who's in a professional environment getting paid telling the boss that, oh yes, I get paid. Only time them talk about pay are when them don't get it.
Okay, so let me give you from my perspective. Every time I receive my money directly from my employees through my bank, I make them know I receive my money and the amount I receive. Leon may be a different case. Maybe you have people who manages him and does that. I don't know. Because I know in that level of professionalism in the Premier League, most of them have people managing their finances and things like that. But this should have been the approach. It wasn't done. But I'm just saying, in a dispute where there is back and forth, you need clarity, you need proper communication. So the girl should have been woman enough to say, I receive my money. Is it come like you got your money and like you still ain't say you got it, like you still not pleased, but that's just me making an assumption. So GFF has their issues, but the girls also have some issues too, and you have to in this game, you have to come to a common understanding if you can. If you can't, somebody is gonna have to part ways. This is how this industry works. This is how other industry works. So to move on from that, uh, Cranky and the gentleman a while ago was having a discussion about the GoFundMe money. I absolutely was kind of furious when that statement came out. And you're right, Cranky, the international media run with it because we know what media do. Once the news is worthy, they're gonna just take it and go with it. So at the time I say is no way GoFundMe could take them there because I'm into international management. I know the kind of money it takes to just move a national team from A to B. That's probably what a lot of the fans don't know. They keep crying about FIFA money. Look, let me make it categorically clear. In the CFU nations, mainly, FIFA money cannot, and I'm going to repeat, it cannot run football. You need corporate backing and you need sponsorship. We are not the US, we are not Mexico, we are not them European countries who have all these corporate backings. CFU nation, FIFA, they will die without FIFA. That's why they are so dependent on FIFA. I mean, the money is going to be increased and so on, but also the competitions are going to be increased. So let me give you an example. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we had to move our senior men's national team from St. Vincent to Nicaragua in the Nations League. Is either you go commercial, which is part of the problem with probably the girls and boys in Jamaica moving to different flights because they have to change. If you don't have the money to hire a charter direct flight, you're gonna have to go commercial. If that commercial route doesn't have a direct flight, you're gonna have to change flights, maybe two, based on where you're going. Even us, when we are traveling commercial and we are changing, you're liable to lose luggage. That is facts. Yes, you have to plan the logistics. The problem in the CFU region, and I'll say, is people don't plan early. That's the problem I had when I went to my association as someone who's been educated in Europe through coaching and understand planning and logistics. When I was asking for things like, where's the CONCACAF calendar? Because you know a calendar would come out 2 years before. Because they're going to wait until the FIFA calendar come out And then each confederate is going to plan their calendar. So you ask for your calendar. I had to beg my GS Spirit. And I said, look, I know there's a calendar. I need it because we can't plan. So if you don't get those things in time, how are you going to plan to get flights on time? You're going to be scrambling looking for flights. Your flights are probably going to be full. You're going to probably have to move 9 players on one flight and next 10 players on the next flight because you can't get your entire team on one flight because the logistics, you got the information too late. So these are the things, it takes a lot of planning. Now, if you have the money, as I said, we had to move on private planes, and St. Vincent to Nicaragua costs us like 45,000 US. That doesn't include hotels, that doesn't include food, that doesn't include podium and miscellaneous costs. And that's just one match for one team. So don't get hung up on the FIFA money. It's not enough. Yes, I know, allegedly, I don't have proof, but I know it's being bad managed by a lot of people. So that needs to be fixed. The players are always going to feel the grunt because they're going to always give the players less. And that was my problem in my FA. Why is it that the players are the stars of the show, but yet they are always getting a term that we use, the shitty end of the stick. The executive arm, they're going to tell you, oh, we don't have this, we don't have that. But they're going to collect on the back end, make sure they get their piece. So I said this to say, it comes back to when you're choosing people, it comes back to the affiliates, the clubs. In Jamaica, you guys have different system now, tier 1, tier 2. So it comes back to the clubs and the what you call them, the parish FAs and so. You have to be absolutely clear what you want. And most of the time is just football politics. And people buy these elections. That's not a joke. That's not an understatement. People buy these elections one way or the other, and people put people in there who they think they're going to get back something from. Not necessarily persons or people who's going to have football at heart, fight for football, put players first, put development first, and say, look, I'm just going to be happy when we achieve. Because it's not work like that. FIFA is now playing the presidents, and every end of the year they get something from CONCACAF, 25,000 US. That's a lot of money to an ordinary man. You understand? So you're in there 4 years, based on your constitution, you're going to collect 100,000 US from CONCACAF. That's not including any other perks. You understand? When you go to meetings, when you go to FIFA meetings, stay in luxurious hotel, that is the politics of the game. People are just mainly fighting for that pit. So in the day, the girls now, most people back them, and I did back them because they made back-to-back World Cups. And Cranky, I support you and others. There's some people just going blind loyalty with the girls that they not have done anything wrong and they can't do anything wrong. And I can't support that. We have to call them out when they do things that is not in the best interest of the game. We also have to support them when they do things that we think is in the best interest of the game and themselves as humans. But I don't know if this saga has ended because I missed your last two sessions because I was busy. But it's time that they find some kind of common ground both ways. I don't know if you guys have any questions.
No, look, we appreciate you coming on and giving us some perspective on what it takes to run aspects of the football program, especially the intelligence about the costs, which we have heard about, but you've quoted some numbers about like 45,000 K to go to Nicaragua for one game, which is the only flight cost, does include a lot of different things. And look, if you can project out those numbers, you can understand. And that's why the whole Australia thing was important. That GoFundMe couldn't get you to Australia. But the fact that there are people trying to justify what the girls say, to me, is not appropriate. We have to be fair And when I talk, people think I'm on the side of the JFF, and I laugh because then you have me listen to me talk about Jamaican football. I'm not on anybody's side. What I'm on the side of is fairness, and as you say, in the best interest of football, and how the football can get better, and how the administration of the football can get better. And as you said, some of the benefits in the football are not apparent on the surface. You know, you just brought up something about what FIFA compensate people. It may not be your normal direct payment in some aspects, but you're getting paid and you're getting perks, which may add up to money. People don't understand that. So one would ask the question, why someone would be in a federation where they get so much grief? You're doing it for a number of reasons. One, maybe the prominence of the role, but also the financial benefits of the role and what the role provides to you in terms of your brand and your notoriety. I wouldn't call it brand for the JFF because most of the people there are not viewed in a positive light, at least in Jamaica. But my hope is that as we have these dialogue and discussion about some of the things that we're talking about, and it's not all about beating people, it's more about bringing things to the surface and having good communication and dialogue. We would hope that people would take the information, digest the information, and if the JFF act upon it, and if it's others of us who are learning more and we see more transparency, understand what's happening. But we do have some people like Mr. United, will call you again United, and I want you to come debate me anytime you want. You get personal sometimes. This is not the first time you've called me out, you know. Every single time I'm on this forum, you call me out. Last time you said I was arrogant because I told somebody I would debate him on any subject. And actually it was being facetious in that. And you brought it up again. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? I mean, come to the forum, express your opinion, but you ain't got to get personal. There's no
Yeah,
need
that's
to
true. That's
You
true.
have to be personal.
We we agree to disagree. You know, it should be a healthy debate. Sometimes debates get heated, but in the end of the day, we have to be, you know, human about it. Uh, Even in the last saga with I don't know, can't remember exactly what transpired with the omission of some of the girls not coming. I don't know everything. I've been following, but even that, I said just like you, there must be some common ground because if they don't make this Gold Cup, the next competition is gonna be 2025, and they have to think about these things. It's okay for the girls who are playing pro because they have their clubs and so, but this thing is about continuity. It's about effectiveness. So you now made a World Cup, you made a round of 16. You should be in your own competition, fighting, being up there. So the whole how things broke down and some of the girls didn't come. It's for me it was a hard blow because from that World Cup you were looking to for them to kick on, probably get to the finals or even, you know, they were capable of probably winning. You never know. And I am of the same leaning towards the same conclusion of you, Kanki. I said even in some posts and with some of my friends in the industry, I think the girls stayed away based on Lon getting fired. I think that was their main reason. I could be wrong, but I think that was their main reason. And then if you go back to when they got I think it's Mr. Blaine, when they demanded that Mr. Blaine was released, is that kind of power they have, seem to think they have, that they could twist the narrative any way they feel like. And in the end of the day, as you said, now they're not there. This is not newsworthy. They're not going to get the coverage. The football is going to go on. And in the end of the day, country suffers. The coach just landed a new job, for example. And that is coming off of the back of all his work he did and the success of the World Cup. And you said it rightly. What now with some of the girls? I don't know. I hope they get this thing worked out. I hope somebody could really talk some sense into both parties. They could sit down around the negotiation table and say, look, this has gone far enough. What do we need to do? But
so let me say something. Let me say something. Everybody's replaceable except the JFF.
Yeah, well, the organization name itself, the Jamaican Football
No, no, no,
Federation.
no, 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 no. When you have a monopoly and you control the monopoly, no one's gonna fire you because you can, as you said before, they control the people who are electing them. Right?
Yeah,
So if I control the people who are electing me and I'm in power, I can make decisions about who plays for the national team, but I will not be replaced because I control the election process.
yeah,
So they're the only irreplaceable part of anything that's working here. So we
right.
can complain all we want, we can't change that. And the sooner we realize this, like Pagan is asking me, the JP can do anything they want. Yes, Pagan, they can, and they have, and they will. And until the electoral process changes, and we can have more independent election, and we can have people who are interested in those positions, and they have the resume to assume those positions, and they have the influence, and they have the votes, nothing will change.
Yeah, I agree with you.
From an administration standpoint.
Yeah. Because in the end of the day, I said that to a lot of my friends. We could say what we want here. We could express our opinion. But on election day, we don't own a vote. We don't cast ballots. So how are we going to directly influence the changes? So...
Yeah. Wait, 1 second. Spain Town says, hence the strike. And Spain Town, you guys are not listening, Spain Town. You guys listen, and it goes through one ear cut to the next.
Yeah,
you strike. Wait, you strike, and the people you're striking, who you think you're affecting, you're not affecting them.
Yeah, I don't think that some of the audience exactly understand the political view of the football. It's just like national politics,
Yes.
Yeah, if a politician want to vote, he comes to the community, he play nice, he share away things, say he's going to do this, say he's going to do that. Then he gets in power. He may do some of it, he might do none of it. And you can't remove him until the next election. Then the next election, he the switch, comes with a different strategy. And it's all mind games. But the Caribbean in a whole, CFU, we can do way better. But again, in the end of the day, it's who casts the ballot. For example, my country election is coming up sometime soon, early next year, maybe around February. And there are people who are asking and reaching out for advice. One candidate reached out to me the other day. And I said, look, guy, if you're wasting your time and talking to XYZ, and XYZ doesn't cast a ballot on Congress Day, you're wasting your time. I said, go look for the people who are going to cast the ballot. These are the people you have to convince. Because you can talk to me. But in the end of the day, if I'm not going in and put an X on the paper, what's the point? Get to the people who is going to cast the X, and then you have a discussion. And in every country, the mechanism is set up to swing one way or the next.
Right. Yeah. It's every politics, right? I mean, every country, industrialized country, developed country or undeveloped country, if you're running for office, you want to make sure it's in your favor and that you can win, and you're going to do everything. Sometimes people do things which are not even appropriate to achieve your objective.
True.
The JFF is no different. And this question about, well, the girls had to strike, and I keep asking people, what are they striking for? What are they hoping to get? And will they achieve their objective when they strike? And I'm not hearing answers coming back to give me a look. I am not supporting the JFF. I want the girls to do well because they're the ones I watch. I don't watch the JFF play football. I watch the girls play football. But I think when you're making these decisions, you got to be smart about these decisions. You got to assess the ability to be successful, the probability to be successful, and then you make a decision. Don't make a decision because of emotions or because you feel hurt, and you may not achieve your objective. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense.
All right, Curtain Boss. People, we are close on the show, but make we hear from Shower Curtain Boss before. And before, please remember, tomorrow is going to be the big and bad show, end of year awards. You can't afford them. Remember, you need to go over the community section, go finish the voting, go vote. Anybody not voting, please go and vote. Shower Curtain.
Thanks.
Sharon.
Yeah, well, for me, I love the perspective that the new panelists bring about in terms of the world, the information about the world traveling thing. It was good. But I think as Cranky said, I think Jamaica lose some of this madness in terms of the football. Yeah, I think the girls had they played that Gold Cup and qualified, I think it would yeah, we all know say the man in the corrupt and yeah, them not gonna change. Them still might because of the face of JFF and certain things coming out. They might try to not do certain things like how them would normally do it because it's a bit too obvious. But them still are gonna do their madness to know that already. But I think the country loses because if the girls are looking for the long run, right? And they say they want the thing to kick on properly. I think them qualifying, for the Gold Cup would have bring in more money, which in return, though know some of them man, I'm assuming that some of them one of them is a corrupt bad and things are gonna happen, but it still would have generate more funds. If you can at least put back in our next program for help the domestic girls. If you start up something bigger and better way that, more money that they in the coffers of the JFF, despite the corruption, for start up some of your next generation of girls who they are locally, So I think the country lose in terms of the female sportism because them girls are that surely take it to the Gold Cup. So I think the country lose in our whole, and I just hope the JFF can and the girls them can mend this communication thing going forward, hopefully so the thing can kick on back in our way where the girls program can really improve and more funds can come in and the local girls them can benefit in our way from it. So that's that am I saying to you.
All
But
right. And big up yourself, Crooks. Antigua, give your final thoughts and your
No, same
before
Vincentian. Not Antigan,
Vincent.
not the same.
My bad. Give your final thoughts. I think yeah, like Crook, I would express the same
Yeah, I
base.
honestly think you guys are
Yeah,
building.
go
I always said that Jamaica has one of the best program in the CFU. Not in CONCACAF lately. Your men team is up there. I've watched your men team last Gold Cup, and I think they could have do way better. But now they are improving. Yeah, I if you don't make, I've said this. If you guys don't make the next World Cup, somebody needs some serious stick. Um, so you're gonna push for that. But yeah, we'll watch and see how it goes. Hope something changes, but we know it is highly unlikely. But the program is improving in CONCACAF on field, off the field a bit. But administration is definitely keeping you back. I see you're doing something with coaching. That was one of the biggest on-field issue in the Caribbean because I went to Europe and did my coaching license. I went there 2005. I coming out of the Caribbean. I thought I know football. I thought I know how to coach. Trust me, I basically knew nothing.
Yeah, man, big up yourself. Hey, Cranky. I
Yes.
remember years ago we started this panel thing. And you say the person that you beat up yesterday in the debate, you said that you reached out to them in terms of joining the panel. Them have everything black. And you reach out, well, a matter of fact, me drop the link and you come on and the thing has become historic. So for me, it is always people giving their perspective and people sharing. You get what I say? And I didn't know about Kendall, and I just add him because we want people share their voice and whatever. And he brought some very solid point to the thing. So big up yourself. And now you're sharing that you're a coach. You got your license in Europe. So probably you need to give us a talk on that on one of these days so that the Caribbean coaches will realize that sticking around in the Caribbean or unseen will realize that You have to take risk to go out there and try to hone your craft the way that you want. And every man confess and said he thought he knew football, but when he learned it from the maker, he realized that, you know. So I hope that somebody takes something from that. And seeing if you listen and if you watch for the watch back, just take something from Kendall. You understand? And Kendall want to invite you and to come talk about that, your journey. How you go about. So some of the Caribbean coaches can learn that they can take the risk in going out to Europe. You understand? Cranky, your final thoughts.
So I'm gonna touch upon the coaching thing, coach. Where people don't realize that the country with the most A-licensed coaches per capita is Spain. And if you look across all the leagues across Europe, the top 5 leagues, Spain coaches, I think, are the top of their leagues in 4 of the 5 leagues, which tells you something about coaching, accreditation, and how that influences outcome. Right? People don't seem to realize that. People always talk about, well, you don't have to have a degree to do something, but it shows that you have learned and you've gone through the rigors. Then therefore you can probably go out and perform. Doesn't guarantee success, but some inkling to give you some that you at least you have the what's required to go out and perform. And I think people got to realize that. And my point, and I want to kill this thing about the girls because they're going to be out of the news, trust me, is that when you make decisions in a business environment, a professional environment, don't be emotive. Get emotion out the way because it clouds your judgment. And you make poor judgment when, no matter how mad you may be, then don't go into the negotiation. Step away, calm down, go drink some ice water, take some time off, go with a level head. And I've been taught this in the professional environment, which is don't be controlled, do the controlling. Don't be emotive, get rid of your emotion, come level headed, come with your points, be strategic, be linear in your thinking, and execute. And I think sometimes because we are so passionate people and we're so emotive, we make decisions and then we have regrets because we hadn't thought through all the permutations and what it means to make a really good decision, especially in a situation when it's contractual and you're negotiating. So my hope for people is that as we are part of this community, because not everyone knows everything about everything, we learn from each other, right? I just learned about Kendall tonight, and he's talking about some things which I had some ideas about, but he's bringing specifics to the conversation, which then inform your view much better than you probably knew before. So you walk away learning something, because we always should be learning in the environment that we're in. So, Coach, we appreciate you having this forum. I think your program is the first one I got on. As you said before, you got people that run me. Go ahead. They send me an email, say, thanks, but no thanks, Cranky. We don't. I didn't come and say Cranky then. When I said, we have our program, we have our panelists, we don't need you. And I said, fine. And I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to come speak, because I love to have these dialogue and discussions. So thank you, appreciate it, and we look forward to your conversation tomorrow.
All right. So
Thanks,
okay, just shoot me an email, coachesdesk12@gmail.com, and we can finish the conversation there or restart the conversation, because we really want to get you on to make you talk about the things that people really need to know, and the coaches need to know what it takes to really upskill themselves and get themselves better. You understand? Big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Big up to Cranky. Big up to Shower Curtain. Big up to Rummy and all the people that came out in the comment section. Remember, tomorrow is going to be epic. You can't afford to miss it. All right. Mannings man, say I'm going to send the number to me. All right. Big up yourself, Mannings man. I will make it happen. So people, stay safe. Until next time. Peace out.